back to another episode of From the Shadows, and if you are enjoying this series so far, please do drop a like on the video. Now, before we get into today's episode, I need to let you know that I think I have a throat infection, so apologies if like the next sort of 4 or 5 videos, and that's across both series, I don't sound quite as not enthusiastic. I'm trying to keep the enthusiasm, but like my voice might be a little bit dodgy. I don't know how. I'm just feeling like death warmed up, so I'm going to try and bang out a load of videos. You know when you can feel illness coming on, but you've got that little grace period before it hits you? I think I'm in that period right now, so I want to try and get as many videos done as I physically can. That way I could take a day without having to not put out videos, because I don't want to do that. Second thing is, thank you for all the support, basically, on the new series. It's been fantastic to see. Now, the reason you might be hearing me say that is because I'm actually recording this on Monday morning, and you're going to be hearing this today. This is the first time I've ever done a video on the same day that it's actually going out. The main reason for that is because, again, I've been feeling ill over the weekend, and I decided that, fuck it, I'm going to try and do this. I won't be doing this often. I just have no choice in it today. So this is a rarity. And the other good thing about it is it means I get to see the comments from the video that went out last night, the 2 starter ones, before I actually recorded this one, which was quite interesting. Although, admittedly, I had played all the games except for the live com over the weekend while I was just sort of watching the football and stuff. So, yeah. Now, you might notice as well that we're not doing the Dunkirk game. We're going to do the Red Star FC game. And the reason we're doing that is because I completely didn't see that we had the Red Star game here. And obviously, they're our main rivals in this league, so I wanted to make sure that we did that one, and I completely missed seeing it, so I thought, fuck it, we'll just go one more and do the Red Star game as the live com in this episode to keep things fresh. So hopefully that is pleasing for you. Now, I wanted suggestions on ways we could not improve the series, of course, but like things that we could do that would signify that we had become the sort of dominant force in Paris, so to speak. And basically I had some great suggestions, some that are a little bit unattainable, I think, but I'm going to go through all of the ones that I can see. Now, I say all of the ones I can see because I swear to God there is way more comments than YouTube are actually telling me, because I've watched them all come in my email, but obviously I have to delete them, otherwise my email would go a bit mental. But if you actually go to my YouTube dashboard, it keeps missing some, I swear, because I reload it and there's different ones there, and that's annoying because I want to see them all, but it never lets me see them all, which is a pain. So I've tried to figure out the ones best I can, and I think, you know, I made a note of any ridiculously awesome ones. So basically, things that we're going to go through, and these aren't all, I'm not saying we're doing these, I'm just saying that these are the suggestions we had, and I'll sort of talk about them. So, bigger stadium. I like the idea, but the problem is, the board, obviously, you're going to need money for that, but also stadiums take quite a while to build, so it's certainly one that we could put in the maybe pile, because I would like to do that, or potentially not so much bigger stadium, but larger average attendance, which technically I think we'd probably need a bigger stadium in order to do that anyway, because our stadium is only 25,000 capacity, I think, and at the moment we're averaging crowds of about 700, so there's that. Now, the next one, which is the most popular one, I feel, was higher reputation, so get a higher rep than PSG. Now, the issue with that, for me, could be that, as you know, rep for teams in this game seems to grow at an alarmingly slow rate, as I found out on my other saves, where I'm winning the leagues and my players are still wanting to leave to join teams that are worse off than me. That could come into play, and I don't really want to be like, I don't want to get to the point where we're dominating, but our reputation is still shit because the game won't let us upgrade it. So again, hopefully we can do something like that. Now, next up was winning more trophies than them. That, for me, I just don't think is going to be possible. For a start, they've won the league 4 times, which is fine. You could potentially say we could do that, but they've also won the Coupe de France 8 times, and there's no way in hell I'm going to grind out just so we can win that cup 8 times, because we could end up having won everything else and just be trying to win that, and it would just, I don't know, I don't want it to drag out at the same time, you know. More money, I guess that's a potential one, but the issue could be that we might not never be able to attain that, because they're obviously backed by rich owners, so they could just keep pumping money in and you just don't know. So it's a tough one to say, basically, but I'm liking the idea of trying to get higher rep than them. Maybe going unbeaten against them like 10 times. I don't really know. I'm still going to sort of, we'll discuss this a little bit as we kind of get into the save, I think. But for the main the target is to, of course, win the league and win the Champions League, and ideally I would like to at least go beat them 5 times in a row. Would be quite interesting to really assert our dominance. But I like the attendance idea and I like the rep idea, but it just depends on how well I can see them climbing over time. A couple of other things. What else we got? Yeah, I had some comments about why I didn't do Red Star Paris. The only reason, well, sorry, not the only reason, the main reason I didn't do Red Star Paris was simply because I didn't want to do 2 saves back to back that were both Red Star. That is literally one of the main reasons. And the other reason is just because Red Star don't have the same checkered past with Paris Saint-Germain that Paris FC do, and I figured if we're going to be doing Taking Back the City, I wanted there to be that extra added rivalry that we had because of the way that they fell out, as you would have seen from my ident. And also, thank you for the nice comments about the little historical thing. I'll have to try and do more editing and stuff like that in the future. It'll be quite fun to do. Admittedly, it took a long time, but that gave myself a lot of extra time to do it, so hopefully in the time when I get some of that sort of time, I can do that kind of stuff again. So don't worry. And the other thing is, someone said that why not do Racing Club de France? Because they're a 6th division team. That is literally the reason. 6th division. I mean, they're an amateur team in the 6th division. I would have had to get an extended database, and I wouldn't even know if it's going to work or not. And I just wanted to not have that kind of trouble. I would have replied to all this stuff in the comments as well, but I just thought I'd put it in the video just in case you miss it. So that's enough babble. It's already like 5 minutes into the episode. As you can see, we've had a pretty damn solid month, and I'll tell you why, because I changed something. Not a huge deal. Like, I'm really happy with the tactic, but there was a couple of things I needed to change. But we're going to go through what's happened anyway. Now, we had a great win on the first day away at Epinal, but in the next match, and this was before I changed anything, we were fucking fantastic. Genuinely. Colomiers are not a good side, from what I've read in the comments, but we absolutely tore them apart, and it was glorious. Loic Puyol gave us the lead on 20 minutes, I think. I can't actually remember if it was him or Soccer that scored first. I'm pretty sure it was Puyol that scored first. And then Soccer literally insta-highlight, and we were 2 goals to the good. Then Ex-Shergui added a 3rd goal before Soccer made it 4-0. And remember, that's 2 games in, 5 goals scored, none conceded. We were looking solid as a rock at the back. Possession-wise, we're fantastic. Pass completion, it's just we're all over the place, just dominating them. Click-up chances everywhere, all over the shop. A few more long shots on that one because they did kind of shut up shop. They're one of the poorer teams in this league, though, so I guess we can kind of expect that. Actually, before we get into any more games, I went out and abused the trial market. I basically went out and I said to my, I looked in my, scouting and looked at all known players. Now, a lot of them you couldn't see the stats of at all. So I basically just filtered it by their positions, looked at where we were weak, and then filtered it by age. So we got like a certain bracket between like 18 and 24, I think it was. And then just offered them all trials, brought them in, see what my assistant thought of them, like not even the stats, but just the stars, just to go for, and just basically sign them all up on any that were half decent up on non-contracts, because it matters not. If they don't play, they don't get paid. It's as simple as that. And a few of them look quite solid. Now, obviously there's a lot to go through here. So what I'm going to do is just basically click on one and take you through them. Hopefully this will allow us to do this. So if you just look on the right hand side, for example, actually no, that's not working either, is it? Shit. Okay, so apologies for that. I wish you could go through them like that. Let me just take you through the ones that I'm more excited about. So firstly, Johan Villa. He is a centre midfielder. He's going to fill in that sort of gap there. He's not perfect, but again, he's 25 as well, but at least he's got some potential. Well, not even potential, but he's got decent level of quality already. And I didn't want to bring in loan players just yet, and we never actually got a loan report from our affiliate, which was a bit strange as well. Next up, who else was good? Koenig, he looked decent. Not yet, but he has the potential to be decent, from what I can tell here anyway. So again, he's another one for the future. We've got... Ikebane. He looks free. He's pretty decent already, and he's got a lot of potential to grow as well, so he's another one. Another Idris, too, so that's good. Plus, we can register as many players as we like, so it's kind of given us a little bit of a boost. I think Torshi was quite good as well. Yeah, okay, there you go. Again, not bad. There's a lot of potential here, and I'm hoping they can grow into a decent team, basically. That's the idea. There's Rabioni, I think, was all right. Yep. Not perfect, but again, still got lots of potential. There was one other guy that was really good that I was really excited about, and where has he gone? It's got... We'll find him in a sec. Samanga, Makango, Polika. Oh, hang on. Halloween was also decent. Look at that. He's not there yet, but he's a real player, and he's only 20, and he looks like he's got a bit about him. He also looks like he's high, but hey, we'll let him off. There was one other guy whose name has escaped me, and I know that because he looked really... Oh, it might actually be Zahui Ikbo. Yes, it is. All right, here we go. Another striker again, but that means that we've got a decent level of backups now. They're all young, all hungry to go, basically. And I know that looks like a lot of players, but again, we can register as many as we like. They're all on either youngster, hot prospect, or backups, so hopefully we shouldn't be able to get too many complaints there. I just think that we needed to build our squad a little bit, and that's the best way to do it. They are on non-contracts, of course, but I'm hoping that if we can get promoted, we can turn professional and sign up the best ones to, youngster deals on relatively cheap money. Even most of these are on, even if they do play, they get paid like 50 quid. Unfortunately, we're still in the toilet financially, but I'm hoping that good results in the cup could sort of spur us back on. So again, that's what we've done. And there are others in there as well, but most of them won't play immediately, but it's just useful to have them, believe me. We must have taken about 100 players on trial, but I just felt that it was the best way to do this, basically, because we couldn't afford to scout most of these players. Well, we could because they were in France, but I didn't want to waste time doing that. I wanted to just bring them in. I've never done the whole trial thing before, so it was quite an interesting experience, and it seemed to work out quite well. Some of them look decent, and believe me, we're going to need them this year, just because injuries. Anyway, next up, we had a game against US Avranches, and I have to say, this was a poor match. We were lucky to get away from this with a point. We dominated the possession again, but we just weren't... look at that one shot on target the entire game. They were poor as well, but I was just glad for us to keep a clean sheet, if I'm honest. We were not good, and it showed the flaws in this tactic, which I've sort of fixed now, I feel. So, yeah, it was 0-0, but 7 points from your first 3 matches, no goals conceded. looking really solid. Next up, we had a game against Vendée-Luchon, and they're a poorer team again. Soccer got injured in this one, which was a bit of a shame. But again, we weren't exactly spectacular. Lots of possession, but again, all bark, no bite, really, I think was the problem in this one. Soccer gave us the lead before having to go off, right at the end, unfortunately, literally in the 3rd minute of 2 minutes of stoppage time, which was annoying. But then, obviously, Ojenbaye added to the lead and gave us a 2-0. But that meant that after 4 matches, we'd not actually conceded a league goal. So I was pretty pleased, really. 10 points, 4 games, we're doing good. And I was surprised, actually, because I thought we'd struggle a little bit to start with, as the tactic was not fluid yet. Now came the game that I felt was the turning point for us. Now, it might look massively even here, but I can assure you it wasn't. We were very, very poor in this game. Renaud Ripard put Bastia in front just before half-time, and then Quentin Buesso added a second, and we were 2-0 down. And not only were we 2-0 down, we conceded an absolute buttload of shots. I think they'd had 15 shots, 7 on target in the first half, and we'd had like 3 shots, 1 on target, seriously. So at half-time, I did a little bit of tinkering, and I'll explain to you what I did while I show you the tactics in a minute, but basically what I did was I noticed that because I was using these sort of individual player instructions from my Christmas tree save, not Christmas tree save, the Christmas tree of doom tactic. In that, I have my goalkeeper set to distribute to the fullbacks. Now, that's pointless in this particular type of system because they've got nowhere to go with it most of the time. So they were just planting it into those spaces where we had no players and losing the possession all the time. So I had him distribute to a playmaker, which is either Puyol, who's playing the halfback role, or sometimes he'd play it long to someone like Gamiet, who's in a slightly more withdrawn advanced playmaker role. So that seemed to work. But the other thing I did was I'd forgotten to put my 2 centre mids set to run wider with the ball to create a little bit of artificial width, basically. And when I changed that, in the second half, we absolutely flew at them. Shot after shot after shot. Hakim Jabali got one back for us on the hour, and then we won a penalty, which Luther managed to dispatch for us, and we very nearly could have won it in the end. And that was huge for me, because Bastia are one of the stronger teams in this league, you'd feel. And to get 2 points, we conceded 2 goals, fine, but to actually get a point there from 2-0 down away from home was very, very satisfying. Next up, we had Dunkirk, and it was a relatively similar story in the sense that look at the domination in this compared to the domination we've had in the previous games. Like, the possession was even more in our favour, but so were the shots, and that's crucial here. Soccer with 2 goals here. We did get Cantini injured, which was a shame, but they had a lot of bookings. They were forced to foul us all the time. Look at the number of fouls as well. The system just seemed to work. They also got Miraglia sent off in sort of the 93rd minute, which made no difference, but this for me is the type of performance I want to see more of. We really did dominate them in this match, and it's that kind of play that I'm hoping we're going to try and take into Red Star today. And it's going to be tough because it is Red Star. They're no pushover. Here's how the league looks. At the moment, we are top of the league on 14 points. No defeats, 4 wins, 2 draws. Solid. Joint best defence in the league, one of the better attacks as well, which is always good. And bear in mind, Dunkirk had scored 14 goals before they played us, and we managed to absolutely just batter them. And that says a lot for me. But today, as you can see, Amiens are up there, as are Red Star, probably our main rival. So the Paris derby is going to be huge for us today. But look at the sort of stats here. Soccer's top scorer, best average rating, most man of the match awards. We've also got the most clean sheets with 5 out of 6 matches. It's looking very solid. Injuries are looking pretty good for us as well. Let's take a quick look at the squad. Sorry, I was trying to find a way to show you all of our... We've still got some players on trial, of course. But they'll be expiring, I think, after the next match. Quite a few of them, in fact. But none of these are going to be joining us. They're all players that I've just basically said, nah. God, look at Boalion. He's such a good player. If we get promoted, I'm going to try and get him. Right, let's take a look at the actual squad. We're using my custom overall one here. There we go. Ooh. Right, goals. So Soccer has got 5 and 5, which is great. Assists-wise, Luther with 3 and Boalion with 3. Player of the match, Boalion again there, and Soccer with 2 apiece. Pass rating, someone's going to have plus 90s, I thought. Yeah, look at that. Well, that's the goalkeeper, actually. But Jabali, 92. Puyol, 90. Solid stuff. Average rating, of course. Soccer right up there. Key aerial challenges, 14. Key passes, 14 for Luther. Key tackles, 4 for Liboni. It's not Liboni. Libohi? I don't know. And, of course, interceptions is obviously... Oh, it's actually going to be him as well. I thought Puyol would have more. As for value... Wow. Look at that for value. Konate. He's one for the future. He is absolutely one for the future. I think he's had a few injuries too. Right, so let's get into the match preview and just jump straight into this. Let's just do this. So as you can see, the other teams are probably playing before us, I think. Oh, only half an hour. Because for some reason, the French teams play a lot on Friday nights. In fact, most of our games, I believe, on Friday night. Right, they're playing at 4-4-2, which is good because Dunkirk played 4-4-2 and that worked well for them, didn't it? Not. Right, let's do a quick pick. So as you can see, nothing's really changed in terms of the shape. The only real changes I've made is goalkeeper's distribution either goes to Puyol or to Ojenbaye, and Gamiat and Mvia are set to run out wide a bit more. So that's the main changes. yeah, Villa's one of the trial players. He is coming in. As for the bench, I just wish we could put more players on the bench, to be honest. But there are a lot of players that are looking much, much closer to being fit and ready to go, basically, which is great to see. You won't notice any of the trialists because they've all gone straight into the reserve team, basically, just so that way they get lots of football. And our reserve team is looking solid as hell, as is the tactic. We're getting there. We are getting there. You notice I've taken the others off because we can concentrate more on it. So, let's just do this. I really want a good result here. If we can, well, we are away from home, so I would settle for a draw here. They're the favourites. Are we all good? Yeah. I would settle for a draw. I don't know who that is, so we'll go with that. Yeah, I would take a draw in this one, because it's away on their patch. If we could get it, that would be great for us. It would be vital to our success, you know. We do only have to play them once away from home. This is the away games against Amiens and Red Star are going to be absolutely, you know, just integral to our push for the title this year. I would like to try and win the league, but the fact is, as long as we can get ourselves promoted, that's all I really care about. I want to try and get up first time at the first attempt, because we've got all these players, we've got a little bit of debt, we're going to need to put a bit of a cup run together as well. Gamiet, Socrier, surely not an instant goal, and Villa, and it's well saved by Plant immediately off the kickoff there. They've not actually touched the ball yet. Ojenbayi, here we go again, Puyol with the flick on, and wow, what a start to this match. 2 shots already in the first minute. Red Star are on the back foot, which is what I like to see, but that doesn't mean that we're out of the woods yet. Cantini, who thankfully wasn't too badly injured, but look at this, the extra players we've got in this area are absolutely incredible. Cantini, back to Ojenbayi, there's so many men on the edge of the box here. Gamiet, long range effort perhaps? Luther, back to Boilion, back through perhaps? Gamiet. Ojenbayi, this is fantastic. We're getting better and better at keeping possession. Boilion's all the way through here, and he scored, the fullback of all people, yet again. Jason Boilion is an absolute... he's a class above some of the players. He was already on loan at the club, and he is fantastic. If we were to get promoted this season, I would... If we actually found ourselves with a transfer budget, then I would sign him up instantly. He's fantastic. Not only can he play fullback, but he can also play in the middle of midfield. Look at that for a run. Lovely first touch, and it's his second goal of the season, and we lead away at our main rivals. You can't ask for more than that. The start of this game has been perfect for us. Possession, pass completion, shooting, everything, but we need a second goal. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Right, let's close down Lesh a little bit here. Things are looking good. Things are looking very good, but we can't afford to get too confident just yet. Not until such time. If we can get our second goal, then I'll start to feel a little bit more confident. But, oh no, not an oh, fuck me. They've done nothing in this game, and we've got... Sorry guys, I'm having a drink, my throat's killing me. I can't believe we've conceded a penalty to that. They've done nothing to deserve that at all. Oh, that's such a shame. I mean, he's going to score it because it's a penalty in this game, but that is a joke of a result. I can't believe we've conceded that. And I know that the shot stats are looking very similar, but come on. We've not seen any of their chances. They obviously can't have been that good. Ah, oh, mate. Right on the stroke of half-time. Well, in fact, past the stroke of half-time, but admittedly the penalties caused that. That's such a shame. We're going to have to really step it up. I mean, admittedly, the draw would still be a good result, but I feel like we're actually playing well enough to go and win here. You know, we're not going to win every game. That's understandable, but... I don't know, I just felt like things are going well, and you need to win when you're playing well. Look at that. How it is incredibly narrow, and yet for some reason it just doesn't seem that weak. Maybe against better opposition it will obviously could possibly get exploited, but at the moment I've yet to see anyone truly exploit us. Bastia did in the first half of that game. Oh, sorry, I thought they were about to score again. That would have been a joke. Castro, don't foul him again, please. Oh, the crossbar, wow. Okay, they may have changed something, but it doesn't appear as though they have. Oh, great. Medi, Gene. You're not the one. Right, what have we got? It is so sort of difficult to know. And Tango, I get it's a minefield, really. They've come back into this game quite a fair amount now, actually, I have to say. But that doesn't mean we're out of this yet. Let's just... Medigene is now injured. I'm just trying to figure out what they've changed, because they've not changed their system in any way. They've obviously changed something with the tactic, but unfortunately we can't really analyse what that is. Because their pass completion is still piss poor. Are they shooting from range? Possession is still poor. This could be a bit of a shitter if we were to get a goal conceded here, because I'm not entirely sure what we can do to stop them. Oh, yay, another injury. Perfect stuff. How many injuries have we had in our live comps lately? It is getting stupid. Also, I'm just going to... I know this might sound silly, but I'm going to bring Kanate in there. Because I should have done it from that menu. Bogongui, perhaps. I mean, I don't really... sorry about this, guys. Kinkea will have to come in there. I don't know if it's Kinkea or Kinkela. He's more an advanced player anyway, so we'll put him in there. That's annoying because that's all 3 substitutions made. I know I shouldn't have to substitute a sub, but that's my fault. That was an error on my part, and I take full responsibility for that. I think at this point it might actually be good to escape. Oh, it is Hammer Boatsa. I didn't think it was Hammer Boatsa, the former Fulham and Watford player. I saw the name Boatsa, but I just assumed he would have been retired by now. But there you go. Right, come on then. Oh, if we were to win this now, that would be quite something. Ojumbai taking that ball outside, which is what I like to see, because it opens up all this space in the middle, which we seem to be able to exploit quite well. Kinkea is also good at running at people. Mnvia, come inside. Back it comes, and it... Oh, dear, what was that? And also, what are you doing, defender? Oh, don't, please, no. Come on, oh, terrible angle. Oh, what about that? I think that might have been a save, I'm not entirely sure. I would probably take a draw at this point now. We've started this game really well, and the stats... in terms of the possession and that, but we've just not been able to get as many shots in as they have. Oh, that's poor. He should have done much better there. Win that. They're obviously on overload or attacking because they're obviously trying to win the home game against us because it's important for them. So I think if we can just absorb the pressure and get away with a 1-1, I'd take it. I would. Uh-oh. No. There we go. Well done, Dimarcone. I think that they've had a lot of shots, but we've not really seen many of them as actual highlights. But they're not counting as long shots, so I'm not really sure what... They're obviously not particularly good shots. Via. Yeah, I'd take a 1-1 draw. It's a tough place to come, you know. We're going to have much easier games to play than this, and that's a draw away at one of our main rivals is not a bad result. Yeah, I think we should, actually, to be honest. We were good to start with, we got our goal, but it just didn't quite work out for us, and frankly, had we not considered that silly penalty, we would have still won. So I'm still taking the positives from that game. We're still unbeaten, we've still only conceded 3 goals this season, and we're still top of the league. It is tight as hell, it is tight as a duck's arsehole in there, but I'm still pretty confident in the games going forward. We've got some slightly easier games to come, it would appear. So that's pleasant, that's good stuff. Right, what have we got coming up? Istra 14th, okay, there you go. That's a good one to do in the next episode. EFC Freyas Saint Raphael. We've also got ourselves a Coupe de France game in there. So that's the best one to do. That's going to be one of the games against our main rivals, it will seem. And it's a home match, so I'd like to try and see if we can win that one. I'd like to see if we could still go into that game unbeaten. That'd be quite something. But we're going to have to really pick it up a little bit. So... if you guys have liked what you've seen, please do drop a like on the video, and if you've liked it even more than that, and you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel for more Outcast icons and From the Shadows in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock, and I'll see you guys in the next episode for what could be yet another top of the table clash. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.